Good morning, friends. We're starting this week's vlog in my classroom because I didn't start it yesterday and I don't want to wait till the end of the day. But this week I have started two books. This week I started The Husbands by Holly Gramazio, which is a book club pick, and I'm annotating that one. And then last night I did pick up Funny Story by Emily Henry, and I'm really liking it so far. I absolutely love the character of Miles. He is the kind of boy I would go for in college. I have heard over and over again that he gives Nick Miller vibes from New Girl, which is very true. I also really like Daphne so far, although with Emily Henry books, I always tend to connect to her male main characters more than her female main characters. So we'll keep going there. I'm only on chapter 5, and I'm actually gonna see if Spotify has the audiobook because I do have a premium membership, which means I get audiobook hours. And of course, I put fantasy down for a second, and now all I wanna read is fantasy. So it's gonna be an interesting week with Escape the Readathon, with working in my garden, with getting ready for the end of the school year. I do have state testing tomorrow. It's my last day of state testing. I'm so ready for it to be over. I feel like there was something else important I was gonna say. Oh, I need to practice for my audition for next week. I do not know if I will share that footage with you, but I do record myself practicing so that I can hear what it sounds like, but also I don't know if that's embarrassing because I'm not trained, like I don't know how to sing. I know how to sound good sometimes, but I don't really know how to sing. But I do have that audition next week, so that's gonna be in the forefront of my mind today as well. Hey friends, I'm home from work, just enjoying patio time. Y'all know this is like my favorite time of the day. I have been listening to Funny Story while I've been out here. I'm still really liking it. I really want to pick up some fantasy, but I also really need to read The Husbands. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet for the rest of the night, but it is so peaceful out here. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. And I'm probably on like chapter 15 right now. There's a kayaking scene. That's where I am. And thoughts. I like The Husbands. I kind of touched on this in my last reading vlog because I started that book and didn't finish it, but I kind of don't know where the book is going because everything promised in the premise has happened within the first 50 pages. So I don't know if there is a plot or if it is a self-discovery book, but I am enjoying it. It feels like a 3.5 to a 4 right now. Funny Story is funny because it feels like an Emily Henry book, but it also doesn't feel like an Emily Henry book, and I don't know how to make that make sense. We're following our main character, Daphne, who is a children's librarian who has been dumped by her fiance, which it's been a long time, but I've been there. And we're also following her roommate, Miles, who was dumped by his girlfriend because his girlfriend and Daphne's ex-fiance got together. So it's a very interesting living situation. The tensions are high. All of the tensions are high. The romantic tensions, the roommate tensions, the friendship tensions, they are all very high. There are parts of this book that kind of feel like they picked from other Emily Henry books and just kind of molded to be what they needed for this one. Like in Beach Read, we've got the two characters kind of taking each other out on dates to introduce themselves to other genres as far as what they can write. And in this one, we have Miles taking Daphne around Michigan to show her how cool that Michigan can be. And I don't know why those two things feel so similar to me, but they do feel similar. That said, there are some moments that I have really liked so far and identified with, and I'm just gonna share this one with y'all because it's not spoiling the plot or anything, but like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, there was a movie theater here that did some commercials, and there was a guy that I swore was Ryan Reynolds doing the commercials for them, and like he was dressing up as different movie characters and being like, come see this movie. And I texted my best friend Brent and I was like, oh my gosh, you know the movie theater with the Ryan Reynolds commercials? And he was like, what are you talking about? And so we looked at them together and realized it was not Ryan Reynolds, but it was a guy that looked like Ryan Reynolds. And since then, like so many men look like Ryan Reynolds to me. In Funny Story, we have Daphne and Miles and they're watching like Marvel movies, and she makes a comment about how every guy in a Marvel movie is Ryan Reynolds, or if you squint, he looks like Ryan Reynolds. And I was like, oh my gosh, like me and Daphne should be friends because we can't distinguish Ryan Reynolds from anybody else. So I'm enjoying it, I think. But it's also not shaping up to be my favorite Emily Henry unless something changes. Like, I've still got 60% of the book left, but I feel like with other Emily Henrys by this point, I'm like super invested. It just doesn't feel as deep, and maybe I did myself a disservice by reading Just for the Summer first, because that book like changed my life. I didn't make my bed this morning because I think I'm gonna change the sheets when I get home from work, but Zelda is clearly enjoying her time there. I am not someone who finds it easy to get out of bed early very often, but when I do, it's just a good day. Hello friends, it's been a few days since a real update. I've gotten some B-roll here and there, but it's been a few days. I'm gonna be wearing these because it's really bright out here, but let me backtrack. And first, let's talk books. I finished Funny Story. I haven't read any of the Husbands this week. I finally got my Thrill Seeker bookmark for Escape the Readathon. It's been a wild time. It's been a wild time. Field day was a lot of fun though. I'm really tired. My last station was to monitor the track, and I ended up just walking 2.5 miles around the track while I was monitoring it, so that felt great. But the bad news is that we had a wild storm last night. I have never heard the wind the way that it was last night, and you would never know because it is a beautiful day today. But my power went out at about 10:45 last night, and I am still sitting here the next day about 19 hours later with no power. And my apartment is on the 2nd floor, which means it already gets hotter, and the sun is over here, and my windows, like all of my windows, are right there, so that just means that it bakes on the inside. I got home today and it was 83 degrees in there, so it's hot. So I'm going to be spending as much time out here until the power comes on, and when that's going to be, I have no idea, because they don't have an ETA on it getting fixed. So we're just gonna suffer together for a little while. I promise I will give you my thoughts on Funny Story at the end of the vlog when I wrap up all the books I read, but I will say I liked it, and that word liked is picked very specifically. You'll notice I didn't say I loved it, so spoiler alert. Also, me and my coworkers watched night 1 of the Paris Eras tour after work yesterday. Somebody was live streaming it, and it is making me so excited for October. I will be on mission find an Eras tour outfit this summer, so y'all help me out. I'm so excited. I love New Orleans, I love Taylor Swift, and I love my coworkers, so I can't wait for October. I can't wait. Had to throw away everything in my fridge. Really sad. What do you know, friends? We have more updates. I'm out here looking like a kid going to summer camp because I'm out of clothes, because I can't do laundry, because here we are Saturday afternoon and I still don't have power, and I won't have power till late tomorrow night. Not feeling like myself right now, but I'm about to go get coffee with Brent, because that is something that can cool me off. And then last night I stayed with my friend Kayla, who very graciously opened up her home and her guest room to me, and tonight I'm gonna go do the same thing. I am coming back multiple times per day to check on the cats, make sure that they're cool and have cold water. I dumped my entire fridge into garbage bags today, which like hurt my soul on a very, very deep level, but I had to do it because it was all going to go bad. I did save everything that was in my freezer. Very raw, very unfiltered, and very real life today. My brother contacted me about watching their dogs when they go to the hospital because my nephew's about to be born soon. Within a week, I will have a nephew. I'm so excited to be an aunt. It's getting hot in the car already, so I'm gonna put on the live stream from Paris, listen to some Taylor, and drive to the coffee shop. It's me back in the car, same day. I'm back from the coffee shop where I did not get any reading done, but I did get a lot of Patreon work done. So if you're a member of my Patreon, we've got some fun things coming up that are kickstarting in June. So I worked on that for a while. I watched night 3 of the Eras tour from Paris, and my friend is going to hear some live music tonight and asked me to come along with him. And it's also a friend of ours that's performing. So another place with air conditioning. I haven't had a real meal yet today. All I've eaten is salsa that was in my fridge that I definitely wanted to use before I had to throw all my food away. So I'm hungry, but I have not read anything today, which is okay. I want to interject here that The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, I thought was going to be one of my favorite songs before I listened to the album. Then when I listened to the album, I was like, it's kind of in the middle for me. It's not living up to what I thought it would live up to. But then after seeing it in the set on the Eras tour, like, I think it might be my number 2 song now after The Black Dog. And I really want her to play The Black Dog as a surprise song in New Orleans. So let's go hear some live music, go back to my friends to sleep tonight, and then tomorrow I should have power again. Happy Sunday. I do have my power back on. I'm here to say that there will be no more reading today because my nephew is on his way right now. Like, I'm heading to the hospital like right now. I am wearing my Black Hat Carnival shirt because nothing else is clean because I've been trying to get laundry done from not being able to do it. But obviously the important thing right now is get to the hospital. Hello friends. We are going to wrap this video up soon. I know it was a very, very chaotic vlog this week because nothing was going as planned. I will wrap up Funny Story though, since I did finish that book. And I didn't really read anything else besides Funny Story this week, although I had the grandest plans too. I'm gonna do a garden update for y'all in a second. I did want to say I just got back from the hospital. I did get to meet my nephew. I'm not gonna put him in my vlogs because I want to respect his and my brother and sister-in-law's privacy. If they're ever like, yeah, put him in the vlog, then I will, but like, that's not my place to make that decision. But I am also celebrating my first harvest besides herbs from my garden, and that is a little sun sugar cherry tomato. These are supposed to be very sweet, so we're gonna try it on camera together. Oh boy, are y'all ready? Here we go. I've never tried this kind of tomato before. Bottoms up. That is delicious. And I'm sad that there's no more ripe because that was so good. That might be the best tomato I've ever had. I've got another one that's almost ready, but oh my gosh, that was so good. Let me show y'all what's going on in the garden this week. My hair is a sad, sad state. I didn't notice it until I was looking right here. But anyway, let me show you what's going on in the garden. Earlier this week, I planted some wax beans, and as you can see, they are having the time of their life. So, wax beans, cucumbers, and well, these are tomatoes. Tomatoes are still growing just fine. No fruit on this one yet. My cucumbers are getting a lot more greenery, but no fruit yet. This is the plant that I just picked that sun sugar from. I've got one almost ready. He's looking kind of pitiful, but there are some fruits growing right here. So I'm just gonna keep loving on him. But he's also the only one that's given me any fruit so far. I don't remember if I told y'all I added an eggplant. I love the way eggplant looks. They're so beautiful. Also added a strawberry plant. Nothing yet, but she is vibrant, having the time of her life. My peppers are still getting nice and tall, but nothing on them yet. Threw a few chaos radishes down in there. This is just a plant that I saw at Kroger that needed some love, so I bought it. As you can see, it already had some fruits on it when I got it. It also had these fruits on it that fell off. So I don't know if they're gonna ripen or not, but I'm gonna leave them right there and see. This tomato, nothing is happening yet. This tomato, nothing is happening yet, but we do have the start of some flowers. And then back here, we have trash. But I've got some more radishes growing, some more radishes growing, some carrots growing, some more carrots growing, and then my herbs are just looking magnificent. Magnificent. The catnip is thriving. The basil is thriving. I don't know that I've seen much happening with the rosemary, but we're gonna keep loving on her. The dill is definitely dilling. And then I hung my little oregano right here, and she is also looking and smelling fantastic. But I still can't get over the way that sun sugar tasted. Hey friends, I keep trying to find the perfect time to end this video, and I've come to the conclusion that it's not going to exist. It's Monday morning now. I should have wrapped the vlog up yesterday. I lost power again. It's back on now. Life is so chaotic. I did end up taking this whole day off of work because I can't catch up. But to end the vlog, it's time to talk about Happy Place. Finally. I definitely called this book Happy Place a second ago. This book is Funny Story, Emily Henry's newest release. This is the only book I finished this week, which was not the intention. I thought I was gonna have so much time to read this week. It's fine though. This was not my favorite Emily Henry. In fact, it might be my least favorite. It might be my least favorite Emily Henry. And I feel like sick to my stomach saying that because I still love her writing, but this one was missing something. It was like it was trying to just kind of latch on to the success of the other books, at least for me. I know that there are some people and this has become their favorite Emily Henry, and I am so happy for them, but it didn't do it for me. I think a lot of it was I did not click with the main female character. And as, you know, the female reading the book, I would hope that I would like identify with Daphne a little bit, and I just didn't. That said though, I really liked Miles. I loved his personality. I loved the way he dealt with sadness and trauma. I love sad things, and that's one of Miles' like characteristics, is that he listens to sad songs. He listens to sad songs when he's sad. He listens to sad songs when he's happy. And I loved that about him. I loved that he was more than just surface level. Because he kind of, like, first description of him, you're like, what a loser. But he's not. He is so much more than that. And I like that this book teaches you not to take people at surface level and not take them for granted and not make assumptions about people. His backstory and the trauma that he went through was very relatable. And I don't know, I liked him, and I almost wish he had ended up with like a different character that didn't exist in this book. Daphne wasn't anything to me. I did like Daphne's friend Ashley. I thought that the female friendship representation in this book was really good, and the fact that sometimes Daphne sucked at being a friend. I think that's important to read about because we've all been there. We've all been the person who is a sucky friend, and we have all been the people who have had sucky friends. And seeing her have to put up with that was also very nice. But unfortunately, this one just didn't have that like spark that Emily Henry books have for me. Nothing I think will ever top People We Meet on Vacation as far as her books go for me. That's my favorite. It's my all-time favorite. In fact, I'm feeling a reread soon. I think I'm going to give this one a 3.75. Before that, my lowest rated was Book Lovers at a 4, but this one, it fell to the bottom of the stack. And with that, I'm gonna wrap up the vlog because this has been the most chaotic vlog I have ever made. I don't even know what I talked about at the beginning of the week. Got this read for Escape the Readathon, only book I read. Wish me luck next week. Kitten, are you wishing me luck? Wish me and Kitten luck for next week. We're gonna need it. If you watched all the way to the end of this vlog, either leave me a baby emoji or leave me like a light bulb emoji, because I feel like those two things were like the standouts of this vlog, and y'all didn't even experience much of them with me. But I hope you guys have an amazing day, an amazing week wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of this video. As always, my Patreon and other social media is linked down below. I love to hang out with you guys wherever you can find me. I love to chat with you down in the comments, and I will see you guys in another video very soon. Bye, guys.